What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Palantir. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what's been coming out associated to the company and where I see it going from here. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Starting off, Palantir did close slightly in the green today, 0.12%. Kind of low volume, but then again, today was kind of cut short because of Independence Day, or in lieu of Independence Day. So happy 4th of July tomorrow to all the Americans out there. 18.3 million shares being traded, 36.7 is the average. So when it came down to the volume, majority of it was derived from actual institutions buying Palantir. So that is very good. That's not necessarily the case across the board. You saw a lot of stocks rallying today, but those kind of stocks were pushed up higher because of algorithmic trading. And that was just because of a lot of optimism from the data points associated to now rate cuts. So everything, like I said on my last video, Palantir video, everything will come down to monetary policy. Last time I did give an update, I think it was at 57% of a likelihood of a 25 basis point cut. That has jumped to 66.5, and even for the 50 basis point cut, it went from around 5.7 to a 6.1% likelihood. So this is going to fuel the market most likely for at least the next little bit. And once this does come to fruition, then this is where every stock, every growth stock is going to run like a crazy madman. When it comes to Palantir though, there hasn't been much news over this last little bit. So the last news did come out on June the 27th, which I did bring up in my last video. Aside from that though, you do have this, so a couple Form 4s that were released yesterday after hours, which it did show a couple officers both received 197,000 shares. They were awarded shares. This is all pre-planned stuff. So this was voted on during the last shareholder meeting. So nothing really new. This one was for David. The other one was for Ryan. So once again, nothing really to talk on for that. But I'll go over some of the data points and everything that you need to know. Shorts did increase 1.34 million shares. 3.69% of the free float is being shorted. That works out to be 71.01 million shares overall are being shorted. And that equates to $1.8 billion. Kind of crazy stuff. Cost to borrow average is 0.25%, and then utilization is 2.86%. So don't get me wrong, me bringing this up, I'm definitely not saying Palantir is a squeeze play. I'm just bringing this up more so for analysis purposes. So by shorts increasing, they're clearly anticipating that the stock price is going to go down. Kind of opposite to what the technicals are pointing to. So in my last video, I did say that the buy range was around $22, or the buy zone, but you can't really fight the technical. So I did say that it was going to most likely continue its trend up, but I think right now analysts, even in that regard, they're kind of all over the place. They can't really determine what the appropriate price for Palantir is. So I'll quickly pop over to IBKR, give you a quick overview of all that. While I'm actually up here first, this is the L8 wave technical, so it does have a pivot point of 2280. So for as long as Palantir is above that, then this is where it is anticipated to get to the $27 to $28 range. But quickly moving over to this. So this is all the latest analyst ratings. Last one came out 5 days ago. $28 price target by Bank of America, and the analyst has a 87% success rating. So analysts do see a lot more upside, despite a lot of the negative ones, such as 14, 9, 14. That's kind of bringing the average down. So as a consensus of all the ratings, 2255 is anticipated, and that represents a 12.7% downside. So something to kind of keep in mind. And now that we are officially in Q3, so Q2 is kind of locked in, I'll do a dedicated video next talking on what analysts are expecting for earnings per share, revenue, and a lot of the other key metrics that investors should really care about. So yeah, I think Palantir is definitely a force to be reckoned with, despite some of the volatility that it's been encountering over this last little bit. But going over some of the additional information, starting off with options, even though it was a shorter day today, $12 million in calls, 2.54 million in puts. Sentiment wise, 43% of all the options being done today were bearish, clearly anticipating for it to trend down. Of the call options that are being purchased though, you do see a consensus for it to be between that $26.50 and $27 range. So pretty much anticipating that the LA wave technicals are going to come to fruition this week. And then looking at puts, you do see a consensus for it to be sub 25.50. So kind of opposite, but you do see a lot of big money getting in, as you can kind of see. So these are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. But regardless, like I said in my last video, Palantir has been in somewhat consolidation mode over this last little bit because it did go up very, very fast. Nothing wrong with that, of course, especially, or even consolidating, nothing wrong with that. Over this last, for instance, 1 month, just 1 month alone, it did go up 20.6%. So any stock that goes up that much, that fast, you are going to see a certain level of kind of hesitation when it comes to the technicals. And so that's what's been really Palantir's been encountering over the last couple of trading days. In my opinion, this is where it's just preparing itself for a very nice breakout from here. And actually, I guess you guys can't see that because of my face. So yeah, I think right now on the technicals, it is higher percentile of the boiling band. Very positive stuff. Looking at stochastic, you do see it at 78, so somewhat considered overbought. So the first sign of weakness associated to Palantir or the broader market, you are going to see a pullback similar to what happened right here. And so I think I did a video right around this time period saying the exact same thing. So the first time you see weakness, you will see a somewhat overdone pullback. So just anticipate that. Nonetheless, that's still very healthy for the stock, kind of resetting it somewhat and preparing it to kind of trend higher from here. A number of retail investors have been slowly getting in ever since May 24th, and even today, in fact, it did go up. So I think institutions and retail absolutely love Palantir, and like I said, rightfully so. When it comes down to some support and resistance points with it at 25.85, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So over this last several trading days when it's been consolidating, it's been really bouncing off of this R1. So going into the next several trading days, of course, tomorrow's the market is closed. So starting on Wednesday or Friday, I clearly don't know my days, but on Friday, watch for it to get above this 26.43. On the flip side, just watch for this to hold this 24.30. And over this last several trading days, it didn't even come remotely close to this. So like I said, this is why Palantir is preparing itself for a very nice breakout, because once it does break above this R1 right here, then it's just a matter of time before it is knocking at R2's door. So yeah, like I said, Palantir, there might be some more volatility in the foreseeable future, but the market seems to be very amped up, and nothing wrong with that. So let me know your thoughts. Give yourself a shout out if you have been buying, if you have been selling. What have you been doing with Palantir? One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said though, appreciate all of you watching. Oh, and also happy 4th of July to all the Americans out there, like I already said, which is tomorrow. So with all that, appreciate all of you watching.